lovelies, and welcome back to this channel. If you are new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love and support. To those people that share my videos, that leave commentaries, and also educate you guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Alright lovelies, let's dive into today's video. So lovelies, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok, which I already posted the first part yesterday, where black people are reacting to what this DR doctor, said. He went ahead to talk about how he feels some type of way anytime he have a black client coming for him for any kind of medical examination. They often come with maybe a partner. If they're not with a partner, they are always live with their phone. Meanwhile, him as a doctor, he often switch off his phone. So I was just able to put up some stages where black people have a lot, giving the reasons why they think they do the same thing, which I posted yesterday. But in today's video, I was able to put up, some stage from pan-colored people, reacting or responding to what he have to say, because how we do it on this channel. When I see stuff like this, I try as much as I can to see what the pan-colored people have to say about this, to actually know if these people are realizing what they are doing or what is going on in the society. Guys, I'm just going to roll it. Please leave me your thoughts in the comment section and let's dive into it.
I have a question, but I'm afraid to ask it because I don't want to be labeled as a racist.
Okay, this is for my white friends. The language. I don't want to be labeled as a racist. You don't want to be labeled as a racist, or you don't want to be racist. Like, I think starting every conversation about race with "I'm not a racist, but," or like "I don't want to be racist, don't come to me," but like, yes, you are. It's not that you're actively bigoted and burning crosses in front of people's houses. It's that you exist in a society that benefits you more in ways that you're not aware of, and we have to do the work to be looking at those ways. So you can ask a question and say, "I'm sorry that this will come across as racist. It is not my intention," and ask for help, and not be like, "Don't label me."
A witness. Can I get a witness? If you know, you know. And it's just like, everybody knows that the medical system is not for black people, and doctors will come back and gaslight and manipulate and lie. So if you have somebody in the phone, if you have somebody in the room with you, then you have a witness that you weren't just making that up. And it just goes to show that there are just two different worlds that people live in. And it's not an opinion at this point. It's a fucking fact. There are two different worlds. And me being of mixed race, I know it all too well. I know it all too well. And it's fucked up and it's sad. And I guess like this doctor asking these questions could possibly give him some insight and hopefully make him a better doctor. But do a little bit more research. Google is also free.
And guess how well that went. It's such a rage-baity, disingenuous question as well. Like, you're a doctor. You know how to research. The internet is at your fingertips. Like, you're on your phone. And why, anytime someone says, listen, I don't want to be offensive. Listen, I don't want to be racist. It's always like the next sentence is always like the most disgusting or racist thing like you ever heard. Like that, those statements couldn't be like, what a dog whistle. And I'm not stitching this to educate him because I cannot possibly know better than anyone that has already stitched this and duetted this. The women and men of color that have already duetted and stitched this, I don't know better than they do. And I am not trying to say that I don't. Please, like, click the duet and please listen to them because they're brilliant. And by the way, what a gift they gave that jacket. Because people of color do not owe white people an education, okay, on anything. Because again, this thing that I'm recording this on has access to the internet. If I need information, if any of us need information, right here. So I hope that he gets dragged to hell for that disingenuous question, because he has people's lives in his hands, lives that he clearly does not care about. And his patients deserve better. And I hope that his patients see this and have the ability to find a different doctor in a different practice or a different place to go. I don't even know what kind of doctor he is, to be very frank with you. And the free education that he was gifted from the people that have very graciously educated him on the mortality rates of men and women of color that simply go in to doctors for healthcare and why they have their phones out. I hope that reasoning sinks in for him. I hope he still has to hand over his medical license, but I hope that he has learned something, because this shit is not a game. These are people's lives.
I have a question, but
You've probably seen this story already. There's a white emergency doctor from Texas who is asking his TikTok community why Black patients that he's seeing might be on their cell phone during the visit. So I'm going to try to be cautious and not step on the toes of the Black community, because they are the ones that he has harmed the most from this. What I'm going to do is to take the perspective of what perpetuates medical trauma and racism, something all white healthcare practitioners need to be aware of. His original question allows a dog whistle. It's asking, can you confirm my bias that Black people are more lazy or that they're rude? And of course, his comment section gladly obliged. Videos deleted. All humans come to their professional life with built-in assumption and bias. If we don't recognize that, we can't deconstruct it. We are taught in medical school that Black bodies are different, that they have different risk factors when it comes to things like diabetes and metabolic syndrome, while mostly ignoring the structural violence that causes these issues. And then there's the hidden curriculum, which is left with most medical doctors believing that Black people experience pain differently. We don't often consider that their pain has been ignored for so long that they've learned to suppress it and to express it in a different way. We know the stories of racism within care systems. In Canada, oftentimes, if you are Indigenous, you are dismissed, gaslit, ignored, and shamed. But we so rarely as individuals question how we are culpable and complicit in perpetuating this. That's the work that this creator needs to do, and he's been invited to do it by Dr. Callie and many others. Instead, what we are generally prone to do is to express our white fragility by saying, well, I wouldn't do that. I'm not a racist. But we are. We're baked in the system. His original video was absolutely explicit. It was overtly racist. He was asking, why do these other people do something? Without asking how he is involved in that discourse. Like, why could it possibly be that people are more prone to phone a friend if they don't feel psychologically safe in your presence? Maybe that's a better question to ask. Dr. Kelly asked him to have the conversation with his Black patients, but I question whether or not they feel even safe enough to do so. After this video went viral and his very failed apologies, which were not apologies, they were basically just like, I'm such a good person, I tried to do a good thing, why can't people just see that? The fact is that white professionals are often not safe. It's up to us to do the work to learn about historical oppression and the ongoing harms caused within the medical system and do better. This was not it. Decolonizing medical and psychological health systems starts with
abundantly clear. You are not asking this question because you were interested in patient advocacy. You are asking this question because you are seeking validation from other white people. That's what this is about. Because if you were actually interested in advocating for your patients who are Black, who happen to have patient advocates with them, whether it be over FaceTime or in person, you wouldn't be seeking comfortability from anybody else other than those patients. Yeah. A lot of people, especially Black people, have stitched this video letting you know exactly why patient advocacy even exists because of videos like this. And so my advice to you, if you don't want to be labeled racist, listen to them and don't do this again.
Now, I may not be a doctor, but have you asked your patients? Because I suspect that they would have the answer instead of the internet. But hey, what do I know? I'm not a doctor. So you should probably go read this book and others like it to better understand your question, because you wouldn't even be asking that question if you did that already. But here we are, asking the internet instead of our patients, doctor. It's like a Uno reverse of WebMD and the doctor getting mad at the patients. Is, why did you Google it? I'm the doctor, I know better.
I have a question.
So the first part of this video, where he talks about, why are these people on the phone? There could be many reasons why a patient or their family may have someone on the phone during a visit. In the pediatric world, our patients come to their visits and they are accompanied with a parent, a guardian, a trusted family member who is going to be the historian for you. A lot of times, kids aren't able to really tell you, or too embarrassed to tell you what's going on, whatever the case may be. So we get a lot of our information and relevant history from the parents. And depending on who is at the visit, they may want, if mom's at the visit and dad's at work, but they want to be put on speakerphone during the visit, that's totally appropriate so that they can provide additional information that the other parent may have forgotten, and also be another set of ears to process the information that's going on, because, we get a lot of information sometimes when we're at our visits and we're not fully thinking about what it means, the implications. We might have some questions. So having a trusted family member or friend on the other line to help you be a witness to that visit and help you process that information, think of good questions, that's totally appropriate. And the second thing about that, obviously there's a difference between being on the phone and not fully participating in the visit, interfering with the history and physical. But you need to communicate with your patients, say, who's on the phone with you? Okay, would you be comfortable with me asking medical questions regarding your visit? If you could put the phone on speakerphone and just give me some attention here, I'm going to be asking you some questions and doing an exam. There are ways to be tactful, to be respectful, and to have an appropriate visit. And I understand that when you're in a hurry and you have many patients to see, it can be frustrating, but there is legitimate reason why someone might want a trusted family member or friend on the phone. The thing that kind of upset me about the framing of this question, though, is when he starts off by saying, which I included in the beginning of this, I don't want to be labeled as a racist. So number one, that tells you that he knows that what he's about to say could be considered racially biased, a racially biased opinion or observation. He's making a generalization about his Black patients and a particular behavior that they seem to all exhibit from his anecdotal experience. And so he's intelligent enough to know that what he's about to say may have some racial undertones, that it could be considered by some people to be a racist comment. And what needs to happen is that he needs to have some self-reflection to think, why am I making this generalization? If this behavior that I am seeing truly is something that this patient population shares culturally or is something that they do at their visits, talk to your patients or get information from Black people as to why that might be the case. The way he could have framed this question could have been, is there any Black people who do this at their visits or can explain to me why this is common among the Black community, that is much less offensive than saying, there's this really annoying behavior that I have experienced from some of my Black patients, but I don't want to ask the question because I don't want you to think I'm a racist. Every person has a responsibility to understand their own biases, and every white person in America has a responsibility to dismantle racist thinking that has been imprinted in us through the popular culture and through our nation's history of systematic racism and white supremacy. So you don't have to be a KKK member or someone who, you know, is hateful and, you know, is maliciously anti-Black, hates Black people, you know, thinks that Black people are second-class citizens. You don't have to be that kind of person to have a racially biased thought or to have a racist thought. And I think that that is the big issue here for us white Americans, is to think about how we can do better and be better, and realize that although I may not be a racist, it's possible for me to have a racially biased thought or a racist thought. And I think any white American who tells you that they have never had, and the history of their life, a racially biased or a racist thought is being disingenuous. I think in today's culture, you know, no one wants to admit to that because they don't want to be labeled as a racist or canceled. But in order to be an effective advocate for Black equality and equity and be someone who is helping be actively anti-racist, you have to acknowledge that as a white person, you are subject to your own biases. And that is something where you have to turn away from your own ego and think about the larger system and how you can reflect on your own thoughts, your own thought processes, and maybe reframe the way you're thinking. As healthcare professionals, our biases impact patient outcomes and patient care. And again, it's not something you may be consciously aware of, but it's something that if you want to combat health disparities, racial disparities, and help move our country closer to having true health equity, we as white clinicians have to reflect on what biases we have and be better for our patients and understanding their unique needs and circumstances, and understanding a Black person's unique needs, history, and culture is not racist. So it's important to ask questions when you notice something, but do it in a respectful way and understand that as a healthcare professional, as a physician, you are being invited into someone's very intimate, personal health problem, health situation. And that is a privileged place to be, and it comes with a lot of responsibility. And so I just hope that people realize, white people realize, that it is not the responsibility of our Black patients to educate us on the effects of racism. It is on us to understand our biases and understand how racism affects how people interact with healthcare and their health outcomes. And that's all I wanted to say on this. And yeah, just do better, be better, take the time to talk to your patients, learn something new about a different race, a different culture, a different ethnicity, talk to your patients, understand them, look at them holistically, and then reflect on yourself, your thoughts, your beliefs, and your biases, and our patients will be better for it.
Like, seriously, lovelies, like I said, yesterday, because I actually posted this video yesterday, which was just the first part of, Black people, answering his question, reacting and responding to words he actually, said about black people coming to some medical examination with their partners, their sisters or brothers, even children, or their husbands and all of that. If they can't reach those people, they will decide to come with your phone, and also will be online with any of their relation that he finds that very, very uncomfortable, because him as a medical practitioner, he often off his phone and try to like focus on words actually brought him into the picture. Now, I processed that part yesterday with black people, and I decided that okay, why not me hear from the white people perspective, or like colored people perspective? Because sometimes when I see videos like this, when I see stitches like this, I try as much as I can to know what they are saying about. Is this also happened in times of the Alabama sagas and all of that, where I was trying to differentiate them and what they have to say on their opinions, because I like to hear the opinions for me to know if these people actually know what they are doing, or some of them are just forming ignorant not to know what the society is going through. So for those, or for the sake of those people who didn't watch my first video, where I posted the first part where black people were reacting to his previous video, this is for you. So this young man took to internet to ask this sensitive question. He went ahead to talk about how he don't want to sound racist, because the last time he did something like this, or he asked question like this, and there was a lot of backlash from our brothers and sisters, because people never took what he was saying into you know a very soft destination. So he went ahead to start by saying that he don't want to sound racist and all of that, but anyways, it is what it is. And he went ahead to ask this question. He said, why is it that because I didn't put the full video, I'm just trying to make you guys understand, or let you guys understand the full content of the video that these pan-colored people are actually teaching. So he went ahead to ask this question, referring it to black people. He asked us, why is it that anytime we want to come for any kind of medical examination, we often come with maybe our relation, that could be our father, husband, boyfriend, sister, even our toddlers, that will often come with them into their office, or into his office specifically, because I wouldn't say that he's referring, or he's trying to talk with, he's trying to refer all pan-colored doctors. So he said that he often see this kind of thing happens to him. And if we are not opportune to come with those people mentioned above, or mentioned, that we often come with our phone and we call those relations of ours, then we are still on phone with them while why he actually examine us. Now, why is it like that? Because him as a professional person, that he often switch off his phone, or even maybe put it on silent, because it's the time for business. So why are we doing such thing? And when he asked this question the first time I saw this video, I was like, is it that this guy is trying to pretend as if he don't know what is going on, or he don't know how medical or medical organization treats, people, my brothers and sisters? Let me just use this word because enough of this black and, why, because of white anti stuff. So is it like he don't know how my brothers and sisters have been subjected, treated, and how they've been neglected in the medical field and all of that? Is it that he's trying to pretend that he's not seeing all this high mortality and all of that has to do even with pregnant women, and the way they treat pregnant or women going into labor compared with the way they treat, colored women? Is it that he don't see all of that and he call himself someone that is into a medical field? When I posted that video, when I posted the video, yesterday, the first part, somebody left a comment in my section, and this lady, this sister actually shared a story that, got me thinking. She shared about how a particular, a woman like her who happens to be a pan-colored person. She's a woman like her and a pan-colored woman. And she did some kind of a surgery that has to do with her, her tube or something, and that has to do with her pelvic. A surgery that have to do with her pelvic. That even till today, she still have some kind of stuff. She's not okay with her pelvic till today. She have tried as much as she can to go back to the said woman who operated her pelvic to do something or to revive back her pelvic the way it was. But these people have, kept on not letting her to get in contact with this pan-colored woman that actually operated her. She's actually a sister like us. A sister. She left this in my comment section. And throughout the night, I was like, seriously, even my audience have the same experience, and this doctor is here asking questions. This doctor is here asking some kind of questions that you already know the answer. In the comment section of the video I posted yesterday, she went ahead to talk about how she has been trying her best to actually, come forward, to get to meet this woman to actually do back whatever she did. They keep on denying her access to the woman that operated her. It has been years, even till date. She still have this in her. Till date, she still have this problem in her pelvic, done with like a woman like you, all because you feel that you have the privilege, you can do whatever you want to do to a woman's body. Like, how could this be? I know sometimes when we post stuff like this, a lot of people think that we are just joking, that all of this are not real. This is happening. When I saw that, comment, I was just reading every other person's comment, but this actually got me. I was like, what the hell? I was like, are you kidding me right now? She even went ahead to talk about how she have to go back there, and they told her that the woman is retired and there is nothing they can do. Like seriously, how could you treat human being like this, and you are coming out here to ask us some kind of questions? Let's assume that this woman that left a comment in my section actually went in the operating room or with maybe a sister, a brother, even with a phone being live and all of that. Do you think that she will be operated in some kind of way? This is why sometimes I often tell people, like our people, to often go to, your own people, go to those doctors that is like you. Go to them. Go to those people that is like you. Because there's a study that shows that, which I even posted a video. I posted that video. This study shows that in a place or in a community whereby there is a brother like us who is in the medical field taking care of his own fellow brother, that the rate at which recoveries and testimonies there is so high compared to when you go to a pan-colored person. This is why I keep on encouraging, go to them, go to your own. Go to your own. They will understand you better. They will understand that you needed this help. They will understand. They will treat you better. They won't neglect you. They won't neglect you when you call out for them for any kind of pain relief, or when you call out for them that you are actually still feeling pain. You need something to be done. They won't neglect you. They won't leave you alone. They won't ignore you or lie to you that they are not on seat, or maybe they've gone, they've retired. They will not, no matter what. This is why I encourage people to actually go to your own. I know it's very difficult to find, but at the rate at which, brothers and sisters are coming up in times of medical, educational wise, there are a lot of them there. Maybe you should just search for the one that you know that suits you. The one that you go there and you see someone like you that will actually understand you. There's a video I saw, which I think I'll be posting that video, tomorrow. This pan-colored woman is actually explaining why they don't, sometimes give some kind of medical or pain relief or whatsoever to people of our own type because they feel that in our skin is so strong that we don't feel pains. Are you seeing where this is coming from? Are you seeing the reason why they will refuse you of any pain relief or any painkiller? Are you seeing the reason why? Because they believe that your skin is very strong and you can never feel pain. Like how ironical. What kind of what kind of a thing is this? When I saw that video, I was like, are you kidding me? They feel that we can endure pain no matter what. We can endure any sort of pain. So even if you are screaming, oh my God, I need this, I am passing through this, they don't believe you. They can never hear you. And this thing is happening even in the case of childbirth. They can never hear you. They believe that you can overpower the pain because your body has been subjected to subdue pain. Like, seriously, this is what I saw. I was like, wow, is this the reason why? Is this the reason why, you know, women in, especially, pregnant women is being treated the way they're treated in kinds of, like seriously. And this man decided to come out to ask questions. I was thinking that his people is going to come out and support him. Like, oh, it's true. Like, why is it that? But since his people is actually counseling him, giving him reasons, just the way, my brothers and sisters have given reasons, that means this man know exactly what he's doing. He know exactly what he want to do, where he's driving at. He know exactly why he want to do what he want to do. He wouldn't tell me that even his phone, his weight. He have not seen any record. He have not seen any case. He could just Google and ask why. He could just Google and ask the reason why. You should just Google how, and you know you should. You should do that instead of coming all here trying to, oh my God, I know I don't want to sound this, but anyway, let me just sound this. Just to show the kind of person he is. And for him to even be a practitioner makes me question. This is why I keep on encouraging. I know it's not easy, but maybe you're in pain and everything. Find your way to people that looks like you, that actually understand you. I know, like, most punk color people are actually not like this. There are a majority of them which are very good. Yeah, there are people with good records. There are people with good, like, their heart is not as heavy as stone. But you wouldn't know the kind of person you might end up with in the medical field. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know the one that might treat you so bad because of what we've been seeing online. Because if we don't see all of this, we won't know that something like this is even existing. We don't. I told, a story of my other, video, the post when I posted yesterday. So for the case of, or for the sake of people that watch that, there's this woman. She actually trained it last year. She's a sister, and she was she was at the hospital, and I don't know what really happened to her, but she was there. I just saw her life. She was all life. In that life, some people, because she actually, at the end of the day, she lost it. But during the course of the life, someone was able to screen record the life. Someone was able to screen record it where she was actually asking for help, asking for pain relief. She was crying out. She actually have to, like, scroll from her bed to the reception, begging and asking them to give her a pain relief. She's in pain. She was like, I'm in pain. Like, that was the worst video I actually watched last year. She was all crying, 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 and she was ignored. They were saying that she's abusing it, she's addicted. Oh my goodness, with all these excuses, someone is practically on the floor begging you, holding the tip of your clothes. And you are like, oh my God, she's faking it. Someone is in pain. She's in pain, and you think she's faking it because she feels that her skin is so strong to withstand any form of pain. So therefore, I think she's faking it. And after everything, And I guess you know what really happened at the end. Anyways, lovelies, this is just it. This is just one of the reasons why a lot of us have to go to these places with our phone, on live, even on the loudspeaker, so that the other person can be hearing what the practitioner is saying. For your own good, you should just keep on doing the same thing for your own good. If you can go with your sister, brother, or wherever, you can go with yourself and put it on loudspeaker as much as you like, because you are doing it for your own sake. You are doing it for your own sake, because if anything happens, you will just be forgotten. That is it. Seriously. There's no point of trying to beat around the bush or trying to paint it. It is what it is, just the way he said it at the beginning. It is what it is. So we just keep on trying to protect ourselves from anything. We trust everybody, but we need to trust our own self and our instincts. Anyways, love this. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes, so please share this video, subscribe to my channel if you're yet to do that, and I want to use this medium to thank my newest subscribers. You guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much for all the love and support, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. Up to this extent, thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and do not forget that this channel, we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. So please share this video, subscribe, and leave your thoughts, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.